Hello, my PUC second year students. Now I'll continue the chapter Guptas. Next, greatest king, Chandragupta II. His period 375 to 415 CE. Chandragupta II ascended the throne after the death of Samudragupta. The notable achievement of Chandragupta II was that he defeated the Shaka ruler Rudrasena and annexed his kingdom. He strengthened his empire by matrimonial alliance with Nagas and Vakatakas. He was also known as Vikramaditya. He was a great patron of scholars and poets. Nine great scholars, means Navaratnas, adored his court. Ujjain became the second capital during his reign. Next, Fahian's visit. Fahian was a Chinese traveler. He visited India during the reign of Chandragupta II. He came to India to study Buddhism in the land of his birth, in the land of its birth. He has recorded his observation in his book Ghoko Ki. The book throws light on religious, economic, and social conditions of those times. Next, about Golden Age. The Gupta period is also known as Golden Age. Gupta period has a unique position in the history of India. Due to the all-round development in this age, the European writers have compared with the age of Pericles of Greece, Augustus Caesar of Rome, and Queen Elizabeth of England. The achievements in the fields of religion, education, literature, art and architecture, science and technology were extraordinary. What are the reasons Gupta period is called as a golden age? First point, revival of Hinduism. Revival of Hinduism is one of the outstanding features of the Gupta age. The Gupta emperors were the followers of Hinduism, yet they were tolerant towards other religions like Buddhism and Jainism. The Hindu religion received great encouragement. It became the state religion of Guptas. The worship of Vishnu, Shiva, and Durga became very popular. The Gupta rulers performed Vedic rites and sacrifices. The Vedic rituals like Ashwamedha, Vajpaya, and Rajasuya yagas were performed with all splendor. Many Vishnu temples were also constructed during the Gupta age. They assumed the title Parama Bhagavata, which indicates their devotion to Lord Vishnu. Shaiva and Shakti cult were also popular. Next point, education. Education greatly flourished under the Guptas. The kings themselves were great scholars and educationalists. Educationalists. They paid special they paid special attention to education. There were a number of universities during the Gupta age. The universities attracted not only Indians but also foreign students. Takshashila, Nalanda, Ajanta, and Saranath were well-known Gupta universities. Pataliputra and Vallabhi were great centers of education. The important subjects taught were Puranas, literature, philosophy, arithmetic, astrology, and science. Next point, literature. Religious literature, including the Vedas, which were in the form of hymns, were brought into writing during the Gupta period. The Gupta age is called the golden age of Sanskrit literature. Samudragupta has been described as a king among poets in Allahabad inscription. He was also a gifted musician and a great scholar of the Vedas. There were Navaratnas in the court of Chandragupta II. Among them, Kalidasa was the greatest poet and dramatist of ancient India. He wrote famous drama like Malvikagni Mitra, Vikramoroshiya, and Shakuntala. Then great epics like Raghuvamsha and Kumara Sambhava, and lyrical poems like Megha Dota and Ritu Samhara. Then important scholars and their works. For example, Shudraka, his book name Mritshakatika. Then Bharavi, Kira Tarjuniya. Dandi, his book name Kavya Darsha and Dashakumara Charite. They are the other scholars of Gupta period. Next, science and technology. Tremendous progress was achieved in the fields of science, mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and metallurgy. Aryabhatta was the greatest mathematician and astronomer of this period. He discussed in his book Surya Siddhanta as to how the earth revolves on its axis and as to how lunar and solar eclipse occur. Aryabhatiya was his another book. He has described about the decimal system in this work. Next, another mathematician, Brahmagupta. He showed the importance of zero. Varahamihira was one of the greatest scientists of this age. He wrote Pancha Siddhantika, Brahat Jataka, and Laghu Jataka. He was an authority on astronomy, botany, mathematics, and geography. Brahat Samhita deals with the achievements of heavenly bodies. In the field of medicine, Charaka and Shushruta wrote Samhitas. Dhanvantri was regarded as the father of Indian medicine. It means Ayurveda, especially the medicine of that period, Ayurveda medicine. Vagbhata wrote the book name Ashtanga Sangraha. The Mehrauli iron pillar discovered near Delhi is an outstanding example of their metallurgical skill. It is a miracle that even after being exposed to sun and rain for centuries, the iron pillar has not rusted or lost its strength. Then the last one, art and architecture. The basic structural features of Indian temple architecture were developed during the Guptas. Mathura, Banaras, Patna, Udaygiri, Devgar, etc. were the centers of their artistic activity. Dashavatara temple of Devgar was the first temple of the Gupta period. Then Shiva temple of Bumrah and brick temple of Bittigaon were the other temples of the Guptas. A number of statues of Lord Buddha were also erected. The fine Sultanganj Buddha statue of 7.5 feet height is now preserved preserved in the Museum of Birmingham. The Guptas gave special encouragement to painting. The finest example of Gupta paintings are on the walls of Bagh near Gwalior. Gupta rulers built many cave temples in Ajanta. The Gupta painters painted the scenes from the life of Buddha. The painting of mother and child in cave 17 is quite realistic and beautiful among the Ajanta paintings.